This is English Time, your journey to English success. Welcome to our exploration of the present perfect continuous tense in English. In this video, we'll unravel the purpose and significance of this dynamic tense, helping you to unlock new dimensions of expression in your language journey. The present perfect continuous tense is like a linguistic time machine, allowing us to connect the past, present, and future in a single sentence. It serves as a bridge to convey not only the action itself, but also the duration and ongoing nature of that action. Understanding how to use it effectively is crucial for achieving precision and depth in your communication. Whether you're an English learner seeking the enhancement in your language skills or a language enthusiast who is intrigued by the intricacies of grammar, this video is your guide to harnessing the power of the present perfect continuous tense. By the end of this video, you'll appreciate the present perfect in painting vivid linguistic landscapes and be equipped to wield it with confidence. Let's embark on this journey together as we demystify the present perfect continuous tense and discover the richness it adds to your language repertoire. By definition, the present perfect continuous tense, also known as the present perfect progressive tense, is a unique and versatile grammatical structure in English. It serves the essential function of describing actions that commenced in the past, continue through the present, and may well extend into the future. What distinguishes this tense is its emphasis on the ongoing and uninterrupted nature of these actions. Imagine it as a spotlight cast upon an action in progress, highlighting not just the action itself, but also its duration and continuity. It allows us to convey that something started in the past and has been persisting up to this very moment, with the possibility of it continuing into the foreseeable future. For instance, if you say, "I have been studying English," you're indicating that your study of English began at some point in the past, continues now, and may continue for an indefinite period. This tense is like a linguistic GPS, guiding your audience through the timeline of an action, showing them where it started, where it stands, and the potential route it might follow. The present perfect continuous tense adds depth to our language, enabling us to paint a vivid picture of actions that are not just events in isolation, but journeys through time. It's a tool that allows us to convey more than just facts. It helps us communicate experiences and the ongoing essence of life. Whether it's describing your recent activities or explaining the duration of your endeavors, the present perfect continuous tense is your passport to fluent and nuanced English expression. Let's look at the structure. The structure of the present perfect continuous tense is relatively straightforward, and it consists of specific elements that come together to convey actions in progress. Here is a breakdown of the structure. Number 1, subject. This is typically the person or thing carrying out the action, or it is what the sentence is about. It can be any subject, such as I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. Have or has. The choice between have and has depends on the subject of the sentence. Use have for most subjects. I, you, we, they, and use has for the third person singular only. That is, he, she, it. That's the second point. Number 3, been. This word serves as a key component of the structure, indicating the ongoing nature of the action. It's a vital link between the present and the past. Number 4, verb plus ing. Following been, you use the present participle of the main verb. This is formed by adding ing to the base form of the verb. It represents the action itself. For example, studying, working, eating, and running. To put it all together, the structure is as follows. Subject plus have or has plus been plus verb plus ing. The structure allows us to construct sentences that express actions that began in the past, continue in the present, and might continue into the future. It's the present perfect, that is the present perfect continuous, That's the perfect tool for conveying the ongoing nature of activities, and the structure remains consistent regardless of the specific verb you're using. Let's look at the common usage of present perfect tense, perfect continuous tense, So number one, actions that started in the past and continue into the present. The present perfect continuous is frequently employed to describe actions or activities that commenced at some point in the past and are still ongoing at the time of speaking. This usage highlights the connection between the past and the present, emphasizing the continuous nature of the action. For example, she has been living in London for 5 years. So she moved to London 5 years ago and she still resides there. Another example, I have been working at this company since 2010. So the work began in 2010 and is ongoing. Number two, emphasizing the duration of an action. This tense is particularly useful when you want to emphasize the length or duration of an ongoing situation. It allows you to convey that an action has been happening for an extended period and is still in progress. For example, he has been studying all day for the exam, emphasizes the continuous nature of studying throughout the day. They have been renovating their house for months. This highlights the duration of the renovation process. Number three, actions that might continue into the future. So the present perfect continuous tense also implies that an action or activity has been ongoing and could potentially continue into the future. This usage conveys a sense of expectation or the likelihood or the possibility of a continuation. For example, she has been practicing yoga. She might participate in a yoga retreat next month. So the ongoing practice suggests the possibility of future participation. Another example, they have been saving money for a vacation. They plan to travel next summer. So the ongoing savings suggest a future travel plan. So in these situations, the present perfect continuous tense is a valuable tool for expressing the dynamic nature of actions, especially when their duration, connection to the present, or potential continuity is essential for effective communication. We use the present perfect continuous tense with time expressions. So time expressions play a crucial role in providing context and indicating the duration of actions when using the present perfect continuous tense. They help clarify when an action started, how long it has been ongoing, and whether it's still in progress. Here are some commonly used time expressions and how they contribute to the context. For is used to specify the duration of an action, indicating how long the action has been ongoing. It is typically followed by a length of time, such as hours, days, months, or years. For example, she's been studying English for 3 hours, emphasizes the duration of the study, which is 3 hours. Number two, since. Since is used to pinpoint the exact starting point of an action. It's followed by a specific time or date, helping to establish when the action began. For example, they have been working since 9 a.m. This specifies the time, exact time when it started, that is 9 a.m. Number three, lately. Lately is used to suggest that the action has been happening frequently or regularly in the recent past. It provides a sense of continuity and repetition. For example, he's been jogging lately. Indicates that jogging has been a frequent activity in the recent past. Number four, recently. Recently signifies that the action has taken place at some point in the recent past, and it may or may not still be ongoing. It provides a time frame that bridges the past and the present. For example, she has been feeling tired recently. Conveys that feeling tired has occurred in the recent past. By including these time expressions, you add clarity and depth to your sentences, and you make it easier for your audience to grasp the temporal context of the action, the time sense of the action. They enhance the present perfect continuous tense by specifying when the action began with since, how long it's been happening with for, or whether it has become a recent or regular occurrence with lately, or recently. This combination of tense and time expressions is a valuable tool for effective communication in English. Now, how to distinguish between present perfect and present perfect continuous? Both the present perfect and present perfect continuous tenses are used to discuss actions or events in the past that have relevance to the present. However, they serve slightly different purposes and convey different aspects of the situation. So here is a breakdown of the key differences between these tenses so you can use them correctly. So present perfect tense, the structure is you have subject plus have for most subjects or has for third person singular plus past participle of the verb. And the focus of present perfect tense is the result or completion of an action rather than its duration. It highlights the fact that the action happened at some point in the past and has an impact or relevance to the present moment. And it is used to describe actions that started in the past and are relevant to the present. It is often used with time expressions like already, yet, ever, and never to convey the experience of completion of an action. For this reason, it is suitable for discussing life experiences, achievements, or actions with specific results. Whereas the present perfect continuous tense has a different structure slightly. So the structure is you have subject plus have for most subjects or has for the third person singular plus been plus verb in its base form plus ing. And the focus of the present perfect continuous tense is the duration and ongoing nature of the action. It highlights that the action began in the past, continues to the present, and may continue into the future. It is used to describe actions that started in the past, are ongoing at present, and have relevance to the present. It is ideal for highlighting the duration of activities and actions that might continue. It is commonly used with time expressions like for, since, lately, and recently to provide context about the action, duration, and continuity. The key difference is the present perfect tense is used it is focused on the result or completion of actions with relevance to the present, whereas the present perfect continuous is focused on the duration and ongoing nature of actions with relevance to the present. Let's look at some examples here. Present perfect tense, which emphasizes result. She has eaten all the pizza. This emphasizes the result that no pizza remains after she has eaten. They have built a new house. This focuses on the completion of the construction of their house. He has read that book. Indicates that the book is now finished. Now let's look at the same sentences in present perfect continuous tense, which emphasizes duration and ongoing nature of these actions. So here we say, she has been eating pizza for an hour. It emphasizes the duration of eating and it's still ongoing. They have been building the house for months. This is the second example. So this highlights the ongoing nature of the construction and which has not finished yet, it's still going on. He has been reading the book all afternoon. It shows the duration of reading, which might continue. So in these examples, you can see how the present perfect tense focuses on the result or completion of the action, while the present perfect continuous tense focuses on the duration and ongoing nature of the action. So the choice of tense depends on what aspect of action you want to highlight in your communication. So use of time expressions, we have learned a few earlier. Now we're going to look at more. So time expressions are essential tools for providing context and indicating the duration of actions when using the present perfect continuous tense. They help specify when an action began, how long it has been ongoing, and whether it's still in progress. Here is an explanation along with examples for each of the mentioned time expressions. Number 1, for. The word for is used to define the duration of an action, indicating how long the action has been happening. It's typically followed by a length of time such as hours, days, months, or years. For example, she has been studying English for 3 hours. This sentence emphasizes the duration of studying, which is 3 hours. since. Since is employed to pinpoint the exact starting point of an action. It is followed by a specific time or date, helping establish when the action began. For instance, they have been working since 9 a.m. This sentence specifies the precise starting time, which is 9 a.m. Lately. Lately suggests that the action has been happening frequently or regularly in the recent past. It provides a sense of continuity and repetition. For example, he has been jogging lately. This sentence indicates that jogging has been a frequent activity in the recent past. Recently. Recently signifies that the action has occurred at some point in the recent past and it may or may not still be ongoing. It offers a time frame that bridges the past and the present. For example, she has been feeling tired recently. This conveys that feeling tired has occurred in the recent past. So by incorporating these time expressions, you add clarity and depth to your sentences, and it becomes easier for your audience to grasp the time sense of the action. Right, let's look at some examples for practice. So this is guided practice. I'm going to work this out for you, and let's look at the examples first. So fill in the blanks. Number 1, she studied for 2 hours. They play soccer all afternoon. He worked at the company since 2015. I can't believe it. You paid the entire room. We talk on the phone for a while. So you have to fill the blanks with the right helping verbs and the right structure to make them sentences in present perfect continuous form. So she has been studying for 2 hours, because that's third person singular, so you use has, been, and the ing form of study. So she has been studying for 2 hours. In the same way, they have been playing soccer all afternoon. He has been working at the company since 2015. I can't believe it. You have painted the entire room. We have been talking on the phone for a while. Right, here are some exercises for you to work on. So I'll really encourage you to pause the video, work out the answers, and when you're ready, here we go. We have the answers here. So I have been watching the movie for 2 hours. She has been working at the office lately. They have been playing soccer since this morning. He has been reading that book recently. We have been studying English for a long time. So that's your first exercise. And exercise number 2, describing your own activities, as I've mentioned before. So I would really encourage you to engage in free practice by describing your own activities. You can pick an action you've been doing recently and form a sentence in the present perfect continuous tense. For example, I've been cooking dinner for the past hour. I've mentioned this earlier as well. So if you're interested, please pause the video and come up with some ideas, and whatever you have written, you can post the same in the comments box and we can engage in a discussion. Any queries, you can always post in the comment box, and I'll be happy to help you. Right? Another exercise for practice would be writing a short paragraph. A paragraph is nothing but a collection of sentences that have the same topic. You're talking about something in particular. So what should you do? You describe the action, its duration, and why it's significant or interesting. So this exercise allows you to practice the tense in a more extended context. I've written an example paragraph here. So I have been volunteering at the local animal shelter for the past few weeks. Every Saturday morning, I've been feeding and playing with the rescue dogs. It has been a rewarding experience, and I plan to continue helping out in the future. These kinds of exercises encourage you to apply your own knowledge of the present perfect continuous tense and you become creative with forming sentences. You express ongoing actions in your lives with much more ease, effortlessly. Right, so that was about present perfect continuous. Now let's look at some common mistakes that we make with the present perfect continuous tense, and also let's see how we can avoid it. So we encounter certain errors in its usage, and it is very essential to address these errors to use them correctly. Here are some common mistakes again. So number one, misplaced adverbs. So we do the mistake of placing the adverbs like recently, lately, or since in the wrong position within the sentence. To avoid this, you should note that adverbs that indicate the time frame should be positioned correctly to provide clarity and context. For example, the correct form of the sentence would be, I have been feeling tired recently. The incorrect form is, I have recently been feeling tired. So you have to put the adverb after the verb here. Sometimes we omit the have or has or been. I think have or has and been are the most important parts of present perfect continuous. So this makes incomplete sentences and you cannot convey your meaning appropriately. So the correct way to use it is, you ensure that have or has been is used in every sentence to form a complete present perfect continuous tense. For example, she has been studying for 2 hours. The wrong way of saying this is, she studying for 2 hours, right? Number 3, using it inappropriately. So using the present perfect continuous tense when the simple present or past continuous tense would be more appropriate. So pay attention to the context and determine if the ongoing and continuous nature of the action is essential. If not, use the simple present or past continuous tense. For example, she is studying now. That is simple present. The incorrect form is, she has been studying now. And number 4, overusing the tense. Overusing the present perfect continuous tense in situations where the simple present or past tense is more suitable. To avoid this, be attentive of when to use this tense. It is typically used for actions that started in the past, continue into the present, and may possibly continue into the future. If this does not apply, consider using a different tense. For example, the correct form of the sentence would be, I have been working on this project for a week, and it emphasizes the duration. You might also continue further. The wrong way of using this is, I have been working at the office. Right? So a simple present is more appropriate, like I work at the office. That's a general statement. Number 5, incorrect time expressions. The wrong way to use yesterday, last week, or in 2010. This is wrong with the present perfect continuous tense, which is a generally reserved tense for more recent actions. So you use these time expressions to provide context about the duration and the recency of the action. So you say, I have been studying since morning. You can't say, I have been studying yesterday. You use the simple past, I was studying. Guidance from Curricly. Right, so in this video, we have discussed the ongoing nature of the present perfect continuous. You recognize that it is used to describe actions that started in the past and continue into the present, and you understand this ongoing nature is key to using the tense correctly. Number 2, you learned how to choose the right context. So consider whether the ongoing and continuous nature of the action is relevant to the message you want to convey. If the duration and continuity aren't crucial, you may opt for the simple present or past tense. Use time expressions. Incorporate time expressions such as for, since, lately, and recently to provide context about the duration and recency of the action. These expressions add clarity to your sentences. Be clear about when to apply. Use the present perfect continuous tense for actions that have started in the past and continue into the present, especially when you want to emphasize the ongoing nature of the action. And practice with examples. You engage in exercises and practice forming the sentences in the present perfect continuous tense. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become with the tense. You also check for consistency to ensure that the structure of the tense is consistent in your sentence. Use have or has been as appropriate, followed by the present participle. You avoid misplaced adverbs. and you pay attention to the placement of adverbs in your sentences. For this reason, time-related adverbs like recently should be positioned correctly for context and clarity. Also provide context, offer context or additional information when using the tense, explain why the ongoing action is significant or what it implies for the present or future. Use the tense in writing. Incorporate the present perfect continuous tense in your writing to convey the dynamic and ongoing nature of actions, and this adds depth and vividness to your narrative. Engage in conversations. In real-life conversations, listen for instances where native speakers use this tense. Engaging in conversations and dialogues helps reinforce your understanding and usage. Proofread and edit. When writing, review your work to check if the tense is applied correctly. Editing allows you to refine your use of the tense for better clarity and precision. Learn from feedback. If you have a teacher, tutor, or language partner, seek feedback in your usage of the tense. Constructive feedback helps you improve. Read and listen more like tapes, videos, podcasts, and see how native speakers use the present perfect continuous tense in various contexts. So we have covered definition, structure, common usage, time expressions, comparison with present perfect, common errors, and tips for effective usage. So thank you for tuning into our video on the present perfect continuous tense. Remember, learning a new tense can be rewarding. It can be a rewarding journey, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. If you have any questions about this tense, or if there is a specific example or sentence you would like me to clarify, please feel free to ask in the comments section below. I'll do my best to provide answers and offer feedback. Additionally, I'd love to hear your own sentences in the present perfect continuous tense. Share your practice sentences in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to provide feedback on your usage. Remember, practice makes perfect, and there is a supportive community for learners of English. So don't hesitate to engage with us, and let's continue our journey towards mastering the English language together. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to your questions and contributions. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share